I'll go ahead then and call it to order. And like you said, yeah, 101 on the 13th of September. And this is a remote Zoom meeting of the Santa Cruz Active Management Area Groundwater Users Advisory Council. And you, first of all, I know I'm on, Gary's on, and who do we have for, because we got to have one more for any kind of a quorum. So who do we have?
I'm here. Joel.
Oh, Joel. Okay, Joel. Yeah, just don't see your.
Yeah, no, I
can't
have to
tell.
bring the video up. I just got here.
Oh, okay. So Joel,
Very
yeah.
good.
Hey, welcome. How you doing?
Doing well, thank you.
Okay. Well, we've got three, and I guess we can show that the three members of the council are myself, Mark Larkin, Gary Brasher, who's on, Joel Kramer, and then if DWR, if you guys want to introduce yourselves and get your names in the record, that would be great.
Sure. My name's Natalie Mast. I'm the Active Management Area Director here at ADWR. Sorry, do you want to go?
I'm Joy Revelo Vera. I'm the AMA Program Supervisor here.
I'm Colin Lovenstall. I'm the Statewide Planning Supervisor.
I'm Melissa Sykes. I'm the Water Management Assistant Program Coordinator.
I'm Tao Lee, and I'm Melissa's intern.
Oh,
great.
Okay. Well, good enough. And do we have anybody calling in from the public at all? And doesn't look like it. Okay. And yeah, just want to see it. And, you know, and if they do, we'll get their names in the record too, because I do like to keep track of those who come in. So I guess, first off, then, Joy, do you want to just talk about the logistics, please, on the meeting?
Yes. Let me read through here. So I'm just going to read off my script here. So thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good afternoon, everyone. Before we get started, I would like to go over some webinar logistics. Members of the public, we ask that you keep your phone muted during the meeting. This helps reduce audio feedback. If during the meeting you have a question, please feel free to type your question in the chat box, and then we will read it and address it after each agenda item. If you would like to speak to the council, the call to the public is the time to do so. Please indicate in the chat that you would like to speak, and we will unmute your phone. This meeting is being recorded and will be posted to ADWR's website and YouTube page once the recording is generated. And finally, if you have any technical difficulties, please contact our help desk, and their contact information can be found on the screen. Yeah.
Okay, and who, hey, so, Arturo, Mr. Gabaldon, are you on? Art? Art, I think he is on, but he, you got to unmute your. Oh, no, I still can't hear you, Art.
I think he can hear you.
Just hold up a sign that says something.
We do have help desk folks available at that number on the screen if you need any help getting your audio corrected or connected there.
Okay, and I got Dan Bell's name popped up, but Danny, I don't know if you're on there. If you're on, can you say hello?
You hear me?
Yeah, got you now, Dan. So good.
Okay. Yeah, I'm on.
Okay. So yeah, adding, in on the meeting, besides who we had before, is Arturo Gabaldon and Dan Bell. So, okay. So Joy, I'm sorry, I don't know if I interrupted you or if you were about done.
No, I'm finished.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good enough. And then, okay, we've got our our one yearly item here, it looks like, which pops up all the time, the withdrawal fee recommendation. And also the WMAP revolving fund. So who do we have? I guess that's you, Melissa.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and good afternoon, council members and members of the public. I'll be going over the Water Management Assistance Program fund balance and the status of the DCP groundwater conservation grants. Here we have the 2023 withdrawal fees. Below the table is a breakdown of the current WMAP fund. The current balance is $401,963. Of that, $11,938 is committed, leaving a balance of $390,025. We expect to collect about $29,000 next year. There are currently no projects outside of the Borderland Restoration Network project being funded with the WMAP funds. As for the groundwater conservation grants, currently all contracts are executed and the projects are in progress. Before I move on, are there any questions regarding the WMAP funds or the groundwater conservation projects?
Anybody? Okay, I guess not. So go ahead, please.
Okay, thank you. Now we will move on to the 2024 withdrawal fee recommendation discussion.
All right. Excuse me. Members of the council, you're welcome to discuss. Joy, if you would go back to the slide that had that one. So we're here today to request that the council make a recommendation on the withdrawal fees. This is a recommendation to ADWR's director, and he is required by statute to make a decision and issue that decision on withdrawal fees by October 1st. So that's the purpose of this agenda item in our meeting today. On the right-hand side of what you can see on the screen, you can see a little bit of your framework, what your limitations are here. Maximum of $2 for WMAP and between 50 cents and $1 for administration and enforcement. Members, if you'd like to discuss or if you have any questions, we're here to support that discussion.
Oh, okay. I'm going to lead off, and anybody else who wants anything in there, yeah, please jump in. Just on there, I mean, my desire would be to see the withdrawal fees remain the same, which is going to be combined, $3 per acre foot withdrawal. One couple reasons. One, you're definitely used to that, for a long time, and it's always been sort of folded into any of our budgets. Also, the speaking for ag, and I can't remember who exactly, we've got different people representing different sectors here, but for ag, that is just your water costs are some of your biggest costs, if not the biggest costs in any of the agricultural operations here in the valley, and a good chunk of that cost, of course, pumping is the lion's share of that cost, and amortization on distribution systems and things like that. But that $3 fee, when you're looking at $1,000 or more dollars, 1,000 or more acre feet, that is pretty significant. So I would certainly, I would recommend. I would like to see this kept the same and certainly not increased. Anybody else? I don't know if I got any. Oh, the other question I have is are we also looking at for anybody who's got type 2 rights and anything like that, are we still looking at the $2.50, that's the WQRF or WQRAF fee? Is that going to be the same?
Right. So the wharf fee is set as a part of a different process, I believe. I'm not super familiar with that, but it's not set as a part of the recommendations here, so that will be remaining the same.
Okay, okay.
Mr. Chair, I go along obviously with your recommendation. You guys that are in the ag world know better. And like you said, I think everybody's gotten used to this for quite a number of years now. So I'm certainly supportive of that position as well.
Mark, this is Dan Bell. I can agree with that as well.
Okay.
And I'm good with it too. This is Joel.
Okay, thanks, Joel. And
Okay. So all we'll need to do there is formalize that with a motion and a vote.
okay, and I'm going to okay, hey, Alejandro, that's a very small picture of you, but it's got to be Mr. Barcenas there, right? Who's also fighting. You got to unmute, Alex. But
You're aware?
Yeah.
okay, okay. So I'll go ahead and make the motion that I'll make the motion that the GUAC recommend that the total withdrawal fees stay the way they are, and that is at $3 per acre foot.
I'll second that.
Okay, it's been motioned and seconded. And you know, on these virtual meetings, instead of calling for a voice vote on there is, I'll just call, okay, so might as well start. Gary, so you're an aye on that, Gary, since you seconded it?
Yes.
Yes, okay. Ron, we don't have Ron with us. We got Dan, you're still on the GUAC, right, Dan?
I'm not sure. I thought I got the email for it. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm still on it, but.
Okay, well, maybe, you can be sort of Ron's tentative proxy if you're not, I guess. You know, you and Ron are the same mindset, so.
Aye.
Okay, Alejandro.
I don't know if you can hear me, but
Okay, gotcha, great. And then Joel.
Aye.
All right, okay, so motion passes unanimously. Okay. Our next is, okay, and we covered the WMAP fund. And okay, so I guess we're here for the director's report, Natalie.
All right, that's me. Mr. Chair, we do have a comment in the chat if you'd like to take that before I start.
Please, yeah, and it's not, I'm not getting a chat pop up here, so if you can read that, that would be great.
Sure, so that was sent directly to me. So it was just from Arturo letting us know that he is with the Community Water Company of Green Valley.
Okay.
Wanted to make it aware for the record.
Okay, great. So yeah, thank you, Art, for that. And you know what, just let me real quick, because I know that Community Water was down here. Art, where do you actually come into the AMA? Where does your service areas come into the Santa Cruz AMA? And if you need to type it in, go ahead if your thing isn't working.
All right. We haven't received any message or anything on our side, so.
Okay, yeah, because I'm just thinking that he comes into the AMA down in the Amato area and maybe, you know, north of the county line where the AMA, oh, there's Art. He's,
You're muted.
yeah, you're still muted, Art.
Just can't get the
yes.
stupid sounds to work.
Oh,
Yes, you
we
did.
can hear you.
You can hear me now? Oh, very good.
Yeah.
So just complain all the time, and that apparently is what makes it go through.
Oh, no, usually they're trying to mute me on purpose there.
Oh. So, yeah, and the question I had was just, where exactly in RMA does Green Valley, where do you actually sort of overlap into our AMA? I'm thinking it's in that Amato, Lakewood area, right?
Community Water Company is actually in the Tucson AMA and in in the Pima County. However, all of our water flows from the south to the north, and everything that happens in Santa Cruz County has a, you know, at the IOI and stuff like that, eventually will be impacting, you know, our water supplies.
Oh,
So,
okay.
So that's so we have a vested interest in, you know, in the water quality and the water supplies.
Can we
that
charge
are
you for
coming in
that
from
water?
area. ¿Cómo?
Can we charge you for that water?
No. But I will charge you to clean up your water. But I really would like to know is how the PFAS, you know, out of the IOI, you know, if they're seeing any plastics or any PFAS, you know, things to anticipate into the future, because those are going to be the new regulations coming in. And the other thing is that Community Water is working with the Bureau of Reclamations on projects to bring the Central Arizona project, you know, further south. And actually all the way to the border of the two AMAs. If we are successful, and I pray we are, to get cap water at least deposited, you know, as further south as we can go, we may be able to slow the flow of the water and thus keep it from falling, you know, over the years, you know, allowing it to accumulate. That's our long-term goals.
Okay, and by that you mean basically you would raise by recharge there, you'd raise the level of the aquifer so you've got less of a differential past. I'm thinking like the Elephant Head Fault. Is that what you're talking about?
I'm thinking more of the velocity of the underground water, by recharging the water, it works like a dam, you know, of water, so that as it hits it, it slows the flow, allowing the river to recover.
Right, because you're just lessening the gradient, right? On
Correct.
there. Okay. Huh. That's interesting.
These are long-term projects. We're actually at the table is the Tohono O'odham, Freeport McMoran, the city of the town of Sahuarita, the Caterpillar, as well as and the Bureau of Reclamations helping us, you know, with all of these projects. So
okay, well, good.
Very exciting.
You know, yeah, and I'm glad you're here because, no, like you said, you do have a vested interest, and we're always interested what all the ne'er-do-wells north of our AMA, you know, with your greedy eyes on our water, are looking at. So
yeah, there you go.
So I'm glad you showed up.
The other thing is that I was just recently appointed by the governor to the Arizona-Mexico Commission. And so it would be really good, you know, if the Santa Cruz GUAC and the, you know, that if there's water issues related to the international border with Sonora and stuff like that, I'm now going to be one of the board members on the governor's Arizona-Mexico Commission.
Okay, great. That is good to know. Yeah, we're small potatoes here. We're not exactly the Colorado River, but that is always good because we do receive a big chunk of that water come down from Mexico, through the IOI and every single wash when it rains there. So great, good. Well, thank you.
I really would like to get more information on your projects on working with the Bureau. I would love to get to know a little bit better where you're planning and how everything's going, if you don't mind.
I do not mind at all, Alejandro, and actually with your knowledge and history of ADWR and all that, and all the years that you've been involved with the, with the state of the water here, I mean, I'd appreciate your input. So let's plan on lunch.
Okay.
I'll treat.
and that'll be good. And I'm just going to put this out to the council. I know we don't have a call to the council yet, but with my memory, I'm liable to forget in another 10 minutes. But would the council like to hear at maybe our next meeting, our next quarterly meeting, would we like to hear like a presentation or something from Arturo where he goes in a little deeper into some of these projects and, maybe some of the issues that have popped up with the Mexico Commission. So what's the council think about that in general?
I'd love to hear that.
You're going to get a preview at lunch, Alejandro, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
Well, let me meet with Alejandro. We're going to have our first meeting of the AMC later this month. And I'm curious as you are as to what the board would like the direction to be and what issues we want at the table. And that's why I think I would like to talk to Alejandro about what kind of issues, especially related to environment, water, border security, everything. All the articles that I've been reading about the impact on our environment from the structures that have been put up have not been good news.
Yeah, so, there's a lot of issues.
Lots of issues. Yeah, not that we're going to solve them, but at least we can highlight them and start working towards something. Together.
Okay, well, you want to do that then, Alejandro? Is if there's something that you think is, after you talk to Arturo, and something that you think that you want to pass on to the to the council, you want to just, I'll leave it to you. If you want to, email DWR so they can just put it on the agenda.
Are you asking me or?
Yeah, Alejandro.
Yeah.
We'll work together to set up.
I think once I know a little bit better what's going on, I think I can make a little briefing to you guys. And
yeah, that would be good. Or drag Arturo to a meeting or something like that. I
always just like to throw my wife into these meetings. She's state senator.
Okay.
The hook.
That's okay. That's.
You didn't catch the connection there? Yeah.
Well, I should have said same last name, but that's, but okay. Okay, good enough. Thank you very much. And then
thank you.
So Natalie, we're still back to you with the director.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair and members of the council. I just wanted to provide a few updates on things that have been happening at ADWR. The first item here is staffing. You'll notice that I'm not Kyle. So Kyle, we are really happy for him. Kyle's wife just finished medical school and got her residency in California, so they moved to California. So Kyle is no longer with the agency, but we're really happy for him in this next phase of his career. So he's now working for California DWR. So we, with that, we have opted to restructure a little bit. Since we've completed the adoption of the 5th management plans, we're opting to go back to a structure with 1 active management area director instead of 2. So you'll be seeing a little bit more of me instead of alternating between me and Kyle. So yeah, so I'll be leading a lot of these meetings going forward. I believe the last time you all met, it was probably still Kennedy Shepard in the GUAC coordinator position. She has moved on to our water supply and demand analysis team. So we are working on backfilling that position. But for now, we have a brand new supervisor, Joy Arevalo-Vera, who you've heard from a couple times already today. Joy is responsible for GUACs and WMAP and also our conveyances team. So while we're working on backfilling that GUAC coordinator position, Joy will kind of be your point of contact. Who am I missing here? Michelle C. Benali has been with our team for about 2 years now. She is still with the team, thankfully. We appreciate her. She's wonderful. She has taken on some additional responsibilities. So she is responsible for Joy and Joy's teams, and also has taken on responsibility for our activities related to the Douglas AMA and Wallapai Valley INA. We will also be having a new conservation programs supervisor joining our team next week. His name is Ryan, so perhaps at the next GUAC meeting, you all will get to meet him. On our statewide planning side, our statewide planning supervisor accepted a position at WIFA, or sorry, statewide planning manager accepted a job at WIFA, so we currently have a vacancy in that role. That was John Riggins that filled that role previously. We currently have a vacancy in that role that we're working to backfill, but we are also hiring some supervisors in that position. Colin Wogenstall is here with us. He is one of 2 supply and demand supervisors. So we're really excited to have Colin on board. This is his 3rd day here, so we're throwing him right into the mix of things. Yeah, so that's about all I was going to list off, at least in terms of staffing. We try to keep you all in the loop on all of this, but I know we kind of have a lot of moving pieces here these days. Are there any questions about that portion before I move on to the next pieces?
Anybody?
No, it's really, I feel too old now that I see all these young people moving into the department, and I don't know anybody now, and I worked there for 15 years, and everybody's gone.
I mean, some of these people weren't born yet, Alejandro, when we were all down here for that. So
yeah, I know.
Jeez. But okay, yeah, please go ahead, Natalie.
All right, thank you. So the next thing that I have on the list here is just a very quick update on our water supply and demand analysis. So in last year's legislative session, not the one that just recently wrapped up, there was a piece of legislation that passed that included a new requirement for the department to conduct water supply and demand analyses of all of the groundwater basins around the state on a 5-year rotating basis. So we have to create analyses, reports on at least 6 basins each year with a goal of, or with a requirement to analyze all 51 basins at least once every 5 years. We have a deadline in that statute of December 1st of this year. So come December, we will be publishing our first 7 basin reports. The basins that are included for this year's reports are Harquahala INA, Butler Valley, McMullen Valley, Tiger Wash, and those are all kind of in west central Arizona. And then in southeastern Arizona, we have Wilcox, the Douglas AMA, and San Bernardino Valley. We are really excited to be getting some of this analysis out there. The team has been working really hard throughout the last year to build structures for this analysis. So we really expect that this year's analysis will kind of be foundational, will allow us to add complexity and add additional details to these analyses in the future. We are in the process of setting the basins for next year. We hope to have those announced obviously by December when we publish our first round of reports. Are there any questions on that portion before I move on to just a very quick update on the council?
Are you collecting data on those basins right now, or how are you preparing those reports?
So for Harquahela and Douglas, both of those were our INAs. So we have some reported data for those. Douglas obviously has been since converted to an AMA, but we do have that historic INA data for them. So we did use that reported information where it was available, but for a lot of these places, we don't have a lot of reported data. So a lot of our work throughout this past year has been to figure out how we might create estimates around the various water supplies and the types of water uses in those basins. So it'll all be thoroughly documented how we actually created those estimates in our report. But a lot of these things are going to be estimates just kind of by the nature of not having reported information in those areas.
Okay. Thanks, Alejandro. Anybody else? Any more questions? Oh, okay. So yeah, Natalie, so on to the council, I guess.
Mr. Larkin, it looks like Mr. Gabaldon has.
Yeah, I put in the links. There's today at 2:30, there is a long-term drought discussion going on today. And in case people wanted to listen in to that, I mean, I don't know if, who gets those links and stuff like that. But it's a public meeting, and it's pretty much for here in Southern Arizona. But it does talk about the rest of the state too.
Okay. Art, where's that taking place?
It's online. I put the link in the chat to everybody.
Okay, but it's sort of specific to the southern part of the state?
Not really. They pretty much end up talking about the whole state.
Okay. Okay. Thanks.
Sorry to interrupt.
So. Okay.
I have one more portion here. If that's okay, I can jump into that.
Sure, please.
All right, great. Just very quickly, I wanted to also provide a quick bit of information about the Governor's Water Policy Council. Governor Hobbs did create what we're calling the Governor's Water Policy Council by executive order. The council has met a few times already. Their last meeting was on the 6th, so just about a week ago. The recordings of meetings and slides and everything are available on ADWR's website. The council has created 2 committees, an Assured Water Supply Committee and a Rural Groundwater Committee, and they have a goal of creating proposals for updates to regulatory structures and programs in those 2 categories. So they have a goal of having some proposals by December. So that council is working at a pretty quick pace trying to get some concepts and ideas together by December. There was an Assured Water Supply Committee meeting yesterday. I don't know what day it is, apparently. Sorry, excuse me. That meeting was yesterday. And there will be a Rural Groundwater Committee meeting tomorrow as well. And all of that meeting information is available on ADWR's public meetings calendar. And that's all I have. So I'd gladly take any questions on that last piece from the council if there are any.
I have one is what is DWR's position if they have any on that council? I don't mean policy position, I mean physical position in the room.
Sure. So ADWR's director, Tom Bushotsky, is the chair of that council.
Okay, thanks.
I have a follow-up, if I may. How's the representation in that council? How was elected by appointment, or how was that done?
Yes, it was by appointment of the governor, with a pretty broad range of interests being represented, agriculture, rural interests, nonprofits. We have representation from the legislature, municipal users, industrial users, et cetera. It's pretty broad. I believe we have 35 or 40 people on the council. It's pretty extensive.
Okay, that was going to be my other question: is how big is it? So, okay, you know, are they referencing by any chance, or I mean, you might not even know this? Are they going to be referencing any of the work? God, when you're talking about being old, Alejandro, is way back when the governor's groundwater commission. For the 20-year review. God, that was even more than 20 years ago that we had the 20-year review. But I just, you know, there was a kind of a lot of work went in with that and everything. And I'm just wondering if the, you know, the new council is, you know, gonna be sort of reviewing that to see, you know, maybe they might even avoid some of the pitfalls we had, but.
It's not something that I've heard come up in the discussions around the council at this point, but I can certainly point council staff and the director to that and make sure that they're aware that it's available as a resource.
Okay, thank you. We also have as a wonderful resource down here, and I don't even know if DWR's got it in their archives. We have the, in this AMA, we have a very extensive inventory of water uses and rights that the department spent quite a few years compiling and putting together back when Alejandro was the AMA director down here. I found in my own, that I practice law, I find it a great resource for you know, clients I have who have questions about their water rights. But it was an extensive inventory that was done for this this AMA. So that's, if you might pass that on, because I don't know if anybody at DWR anymore even remembers that was done and that is out there.
I appreciate that, Mr. Larkin. The active management areas are included in the basins that we'll be reviewing as a part of our supply and demand assessment. And I could imagine something like that being really helpful for when we get to Santa Cruz as a part of our supply and demand assessment.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody have any more questions on the Governor's Water Policy Council?
No.
Okay. Okay, so I'm going to just a call to the council. Does anybody have any ideas or agenda items or anything else that they want to see?
Chair, this isn't a agenda item, but with the changes that have recently taken place in the various positions at DWR, Natalie, would it be possible for us just to get a kind of a little directory of emails and kind of who's in what chair right now and that kind of thing, so at least we have that?
Sure, we can provide that.
Thank you so much.
Okay, yeah, thanks, Gary. Only one thing I would be and I thought about it when Arturo was talking too, is and again, this is always asking Alejandro for things, is could we get an update maybe from you, Alejandro, at the next meeting on, and I know, you know, I don't know what's going on with county flood control since John Hayes passed away, but just on any of the retention and recharge that the city might be doing, as well as kind of what the city's thinking, you know, for maybe potential areas for recharge and storage. So if if you could update us on that at the next meeting or something, we put that on the agenda.
Yeah, I need to get a little bit up to speed on that one. I've been kind of out of that setting, but I know that there's some project they're moving along and some ideas, especially working with the mines that they are interested in doing some recharge. And so I could do that in the next council meeting if that's
Okay, that would be great. I mean, and one of the things I'm thinking is, you know, and just down the road is, I mean, and we're always talking about that, about, you know, storage in the area, any kind of storage that we might do for, you know, just basically for drought management. And then, you know, and I one of the issues that might affect down the road, you know, I don't know, would be our underflow. I'm kind of, like always, sort of worried about, you know, Tucson, particularly with the cutbacks on the CAP and on the Colorado River water that came down, is, you know, they relied a lot when you just had the Tucson AMA. They relied a lot on the Santa Cruz water, you know, to push them closer to safe yield. So, you know, I think that's something we still have to be looking at is you know, anything we do for storage is, you know, is that going to cause heartburn there in Tucson or something? But I mean, I think we are going to have to get to some sort of storage regime here down the road. I mean, we always think of that, and then we always have a couple of good rainy years and we forget about it. But definitely, Alejandro, I'd like to hear kind of what the city's doing, and particularly if they're working with the mines and you're talking about the guys up in the Harshaws, right? That mine?
No, I'm talking about the Freeport mine. They are really interested in doing some projects around here. So I can give you a briefing.
Okay, yeah.
In the next meeting.
Okay, that would be great. That would be great. Thank you.
I have a suggestion, and I don't know anybody else is interested in this, but I know that the conditions on the CAP and all the water storage on the dams, the things is going up a little bit right now, but the publicity that's going on nationwide is impacting everybody in Arizona, I think, including us, because people are asking me, do we have enough water to build something here, to build a warehouse or to build homes and things like that? And I'm saying, well, in Nogales, we're really in good shape, but the publicity is that Arizona is running out of water. So maybe we need to have a little bit of a better understanding what's going on, what the results of the recent rains and the snow and all those things, what impact, and maybe we can help everybody by saying, no, the water, we need to conserve the water, but we're in good shape, I think.
Okay, and yeah, and I'm thinking you know, I don't know, what are you thinking about as far as like you talking about sort of I mean, from the point of view of a Chamber of Commerce booster or something, as you know,
No, what I was trying to say is that we need to know from the department or from somebody what the situation is on the water supply statewide.
Okay, state. Okay.
And, yeah, we have a problem, but it's not that we're running out of water tomorrow. So,
Okay, and
if I may,
okay,
Mr.
that would be-
Chair.
yeah, I was thinking something like that, you know, and something maybe included in the director's report as to, you know, sort of an overall statewide picture is what we're looking at, you know, with the data from, you know, not just DWR, but Bureau of Rec and everything. And just to give us, just to put our own stuff that we're doing, to put it in context.
Sure, Mr. Chair and Alejandro, I think what I'm hearing from you, and please correct me if I'm misinterpreting this, I think what I'm hearing is that perhaps it would be helpful to have a presentation on kind of the status of things with the Colorado River, and also potentially a presentation on particularly some of the assured water supply challenges that we've had in some of the other AMAs related to new development and that type of thing. Is that what I'm hearing from both of you?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
right. I think that's what we need to have a better idea of what's going on.
I agree with Alejandro. You know, it's interesting since CNN picked up that story about Rio Verde out there north, I guess, and a little east of Fountain Hills. It seems like Arizona is being painted with the same brush, and they don't take into account all the variations and differences. So I think that'd be very helpful.
So, okay. Yeah, that'd be good. So the, you know, department would be kind enough to put something like that on the agenda for the next one. And before we go to looking at a date, and maybe it's way too early, you know, for the next meeting, I'm going to, unless we have anything else from the council, I'd like to go to call to the public if we have any public.
Yeah, Mr. Chair, this is Joel.
Yes, sir.
Yes, I didn't hear what was the remaining balance of the withdrawal fees? What's the total balance we're sitting at right now?
$390,025
Okay.
is the figure I had.
All right, and with that, may I get sent to me, because I know we when I first got on this council, that those can be project based, but it has to be headed up by a municipality, be it the county or the city, for anybody to partner with that. At least that's what I was told from Santa Cruz Valley Unified School District, that the county would have to do something in order for us as a district to partner with them to possibly use that monies for this project based. And I was just wondering if I can get that information sent to me so I can look at it, because I don't know if the person that was telling me is accurately explaining it to me or not. And that would be from Santa Cruz Valley Unified School District.
So I can speak on that. For the water
please.
management program, it has to be a governmental entity that we enter in the agreement with.
Okay. Right.
But I can also
Santa Cruz
email you
Valley
some of the
Unified School District
application.
would have to enter with either the county or the city in order to do some sort of project, correct?
Yes.
Or the state, or, you know.
Or the state, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
But if I could get that information, so then I could share that with the school district.
Yes, I can forward you the application information and the link to our website as well.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Okay. And Joel, if you got any, you know, if the school district is, you know, wanting to, you know, partner and get a project or something like that going, and, you know, they get it moving along, even if it's not off the ground or anything yet. I'd like you to be able to let the council know at the next meeting, get
for
it out
sure.
there so we're
Yeah,
all
no,
there.
definitely. I'm sure it's not going to be with the city of Nogales after Rio Rico beat them up 39-0 in football, but we certainly can work.
Man, that's
gosh, thank you.
I honestly, I don't. I mean, Rio Rico's always been good, but I don't know what's happening to Nogales. Like than when I was in high school. So
Anyway, I thought I'd just drop that in conveniently there. But yeah, certainly we will. Yeah, anything that what goes on there, that yes, definitely any movement or anything to what project based they can possibly do. I'm trying to get Mr. McPherson, who runs the agricultural right along the interstate there, to do something with the FFA group.
That would be great. I'm just thinking about that. That'd be good because I run into him periodically, and something like that. We've got that opportunity, and we've got the FFA. We've got that sort of like everybody knows I'm pretty partial to agriculture. So,
Right,
but
exactly.
but that would be great.
It would, and the money is sitting there, so why not put it to good use?
So, okay. Anything? Okay. So back to anybody from the public out there. Don't hear anything. So we'll go along. And I do think it's probably too early to put a date down for the next meeting, but what are we looking at? December, January, probably January, right?
I think I don't know that we have a set timeline for that. I think it would be dependent on any potential agenda items or if we were to get proposals for WMAP projects.
Okay. Well, we got a couple of agenda items there. And I didn't write them down, so I'm counting on you guys in Phoenix to have done that. So, but so we got a couple that we would like to to look at, and and actually let me ask the council this: I'm happy with the quarterly meetings. It's when they go further apart than that, we're all kind of, oh yeah, what? Oh wait, yeah, I'm on the GUAC, huh? So these used to be monthly when we were here fighting over irrigation water rights here, but now that we're not, I think it'd be good to have them just to, and they could be, well, okay, just logistically, let me ask is, if they were in person, would and I got no problem with Phoenix, coming in virtually or anything, but if we did want to have anything in person, is the city still okay with hosting them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we were fine with Santa Cruz Valley Unified School District as well when we hosted it last.
That's right. Yeah, because that's right. We had one back there. So
right.
Yeah. I just thought about something else that that probably everybody thinks that it has been going on for so long that nobody thinks about it anymore, is the adjudication. The
general stream adjudication?
Yeah. If there's anything that has changed or continues to be the same like the past 30 years or something.
Well, you know what? Let's that would be really good because that's been set aside, and I know we haven't thought about it a whole lot when we weren't able. I mean, the idea with our inventory was we'd be able to jump the line because we'd have something and we'd get it adjudicated, and that never happened for a number of reasons. But But it's still out there. You know, it is definitely still out there. So that would be good. Yeah, thanks, Alejandro. I think, right, I've got 3 banker's boxes full of covered with like black widow spiders, dirt, and everything else sitting in a storage on that whole adjudication. So I'll go look for it tomorrow.
Yeah.
So, and I was thinking of throwing it all away, but you know, I won't. I'll keep it. So,
let me park out the car and I'll call you from the car. Oh.
so maybe, Natalie, we've got another agenda item that you can put on there.
Sure. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Okay. I don't have anything else. So if we're all done, or if the department's got anything or doesn't have anything else, I would certainly entertain a motion to adjourn.
The move.
Second it.
Okay. So it's been moved and seconded, and we can do that by voice. You know, and yeah, department, just keep us apprised of whenever you think that the next meeting's gonna be, or send out a query as to when people can meet it. That would be terrific. And so all in favor of adjournment signify by saying aye.
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 Thank you.
I guess that was everybody. Okay. Thanks a lot, folks.
Thank you.
And okay, thanks, Arturo.
Thanks, everybody.
And we'll talk to you all. Everybody have a good fall, and we'll probably talk to everybody in the winter then. We'll see y'all.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye.